This is Scott Klum with Autism Ability, and I've been on a film shoot the last few days. Didn't really have time to prepare for this episode, so let's see what's trending on YouTube right now. We've got Understanding Autism. We've got Life with Autism according to statistics. What is autism? Here's a good one. How I Experience Autism. For me, everyday life can be a struggle. One of the first things that comes to mind is struggling with eye contact. I hate giving eye contact most of the time, unless it's with someone I really trust and have gotten to know. And it can feel like pins and needles are sticking in my eyes, or my eyes are burning when I talk to someone and I look at them for a long time. Unfortunately, at work, I have to mask and look at people because they don't always realize I'm autistic when I'm talking to another customer. But there's struggles with textures, whether it be clothes or food. When it comes to clothes, I have to wear shirts that have no tags. As soon as I find a shirt that has no tags that I like, I go all out with it. I buy 3 or 4 shirts in a single color by that brand, and I stack up in my closet with probably 20 shirts. So if something ever happens to one, I have a backup and I don't have to worry about finding a new brand that works for me. And then I have trouble with fluorescent lights, and a lot of that is due to the brightness, but also when it comes to my struggles with loud noises, I can hear the high-pitched buzzing of power lines, fluorescent lights. When people use blenders at work or there's grinding somewhere else, it really bugs me, and I have to wear ear defenders or noise-canceling headphones, earplugs. I used to wear earplugs more frequently, but I ran into an issue about a year or two ago where one got stuck in my ear, and that was a whole nother story for another time. But yeah, when it comes to experiencing autism daily, there's a lot of things that go into work, and some things I can learn to cope with. I would say the worst part about autism for me is meltdowns. I hate meltdowns, and if there was one thing I would ever make it so I didn't have autism, it would be meltdowns, because they are exhausting, they're painful, they're just emotionally draining, they're physically draining, and I've learned how to cope with them. I've learned how to prevent them. They happen a lot less frequently, but at the end of it all, I love being my autistic self. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. It's what makes me who I am, or it's a part of what makes me who I am. And again, if it wasn't for autism, I wouldn't have the high attention to detail that I have, which is a big deal when it comes to my filmmaking, my photography, my editing. I can see things that no one else sees. I know that sometimes that can be a pain because I see a spot on the floor that no one else notices, but it's just going to bug the heck out of me. And other times I see things when it comes to framing a video clip that no one else would see, and in the end they're just like, wow, that was a great idea. I love that camera movement you added to it. I love the storytelling you do with it. So a lot of people think of hyperfocus as a negative thing because we get so focused on one thing that we can't be taken away from it, distracted by it. But I've learned how to make hyperfocus a positive, how to get it to work with my creativity, my filmmaking, and I take full advantage of those moments when I can get hyperfocused. It allows me to work for hours on end, like even 8 or 10 hours at a time, and it only feels like 3 hours pass by. And unfortunately, I can't just flip the switch to make hyperfocus start. Sometimes hyperfocus comes at really weird hours, and I can't just let it go by and hope that it'll show up the next day. I have to follow that creative energy, that creative workflow. And in order to do so, sometimes I have to wake up at 2 in the morning and work until noon versus sleeping until 9 a.m. and then working for the next 12 hours. I can't flip it back on. So autism has many strengths that go with it, and it's not the end of the world if your kid or loved one has it. Please, in the comments, tell me a few things that stand out to you with how you experience autism or how your loved one experiences autism. And please make sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment. And any support we get from you will help us build a broader community on autism ability where we can support one another. Thank you.